Should I be worried about the whole sunspot thing? Not really. Spaceweather.com is constantly listing out updates related to solar flares. And they aren't concerned about a Class X flare. Sure, there will be visible auroras as far south as Idaho and NY thanks to the hole in the sun's atmosphere. But that's usually about it. The sun rotates every 28-ish days at the equator IIRC. So it's moving. The Earth is moving. And if it belches plasma at us, it doesn't travel at the speed of light. So we have about a day of advanced notice. Even Class X flares aren't that terrible until they get into the higher range of the scale. You have much worse stuff on Earth to worry about. There might be some confusion as to how dangerous these solar storms are. We've already had several X-class solar flares this cycle, including one this year in July. I wouldn't worry about it. It is possible to protect a grid against solar storms, but it takes money. Rather than worrying, you can indicate to every elected official you have that this is something that worries you and you want to know what is being done to protect the electricity grid. Nope. All the worry in the world won't add a single second to your life. But worrying constantly will make your life significantly more unpleasant. There's always doommongers and naysayers and portents of destruction. But your morning drink will still taste exactly the same tomorrow as it does today. It's not like a movie, dude. You'd need a very powerful solar storm to be able to leap to Earth like that. We've had a bunch of fairly normal storms already, but barely anybody that isn't already in the know even noticed. The Earth is very resilient to solar storms. Our infrastructure, however, is not. A sizable storm could leave us in the dark for decades. This one isn't it though. Nothing to worry about. It's been my experience that most things I worry about never end up happening. Lesson: worrying works. No and yes. No. Because 5% chance of an X-class flare means any flare with a peak flux above 0.0001 watts per square meter of soft X-rays with wavelengths 0.1 to 0.8 nanometers as measured by the GOES spacecraft in geosynchronous orbit. Most of those flares on the lower side of the scale are not dangerous. But yes, in general, because we can't predict solar flares, we try to quantify the magnetic complexity of an active region facing Earth and say that based on that there is a given chance for an X-class flare. But we don't actually know. We need a space-based early warning system for the dangerous ones, a transformer reserve, and smart grids that can protect themselves. But then the wealthy would be sort of a few castles and yachts. And that would be the real tragedy. No. Unless you are responsible for maintaining large amounts of electronic or electric equipment, e.g. an entire data center, or power transmission lines. Any prep that the average citizen can do that would help in the case of an outage caused by a massive solar flare, you should already be doing. Basic things like have a few days to a week of non-perishable food, spare batteries for flashlights, first aid kit, etc. Other than that, push your representatives for more oversight, maintenance, and redundancy of our critical infrastructure. Emo. Having large parts of our power grid be in for-profit hands is absolutely insane. At any moment, there are 1,000 things that could break, go wrong, explode. You name it. There's zero you can do about most of it. So don't make yourself sick by worrying. I thought sunspots were what you see in your eyeballs after you start at the sun. Had to take anger management years ago, and one of the lessons was to not let things beyond your control bother you. If anything, let it motivate you to do better within the realm of what's under your control. Never worry about the sun. If it wants to kill us, it will. And there's nothing we can do about it. What could you reasonably do to stop it? Just go down to the Winchester, get a pint, and wait for this whole thing to blow over. Can you get a bit clearer with what concerns you with sunspot? Because I don't see any reason to be with my limited knowledge of solar physics. There is nothing you can do about it, so just don't worry. You ever saw the movie Knowing? There is roughly a 5% chance of a X-class solar flare occurring. However, there are multiple levels of a X-class flare, ranging from 110. The odds of this flare being powerful enough to do actual damage are minimal. In all likelihood, your GPS may act weird for a bit, but that's it. TLDR. Maybe, but probably not. No, the doomers are exaggerating the significance of this event. Nothing to worry about. Even if something were to happen, there's nothing you or I can do about it, so either way it's not worth worrying about. I would say not so much. My basis is I checked the preppers page cause it showed up and none of them are worried about it as much as other pages. And if preppers aren't worried, I'm not as much. Also, it's Newsweek. I think they're looking for clicks. I see dramatized article titles all the time from Newsweek.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.